Hey guys, I'm back with another layout. I am going to be scrapbooking this photo of our dog Swisher, and you all, this paper I just felt was perfect for this photo. The colors, the color tones and everything I think are amazing, and this is what I want to use. However, I'm a little intimidated and I struggle with using papers that have such a large print on them. I suppose if I wanted to make this quick and easy, I could just like put my photo here, put some layers behind it, and just slap a title. But then where would I put my embellishments? And it's just not how I scrapbook. So I started thinking about how I could use this paper, and I think what I need to do is fussy cut out chunks of these circles and then place them on white cardstock to kind of figure out the rest. I did pull in some papers from my stash. Most of these are Vicki Boutin papers from other collections, possibly. And I did punch out with my dies some other additional circles that I might want to use on the layout. And then I've pulled out bits and pieces from Discover and Create, basically things that are just in the same color story, and we will kind of see what we can do with using some of these, and maybe add a little mixed media. I'm not sure. I'm going to go off camera right now and get these cut out, and then I will come back and we'll see how we move forward with this one. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I fussy cut out some sections of this paper, and I absolutely love how this looks. I also took some of these papers from my stash that I had cut those circles out of, and I stitched around them. And if you're wondering, I've said this on another layout before, but I have been using the wrong needles forever in stitching, and I hated the way my hand stitching looked. You need number 5 DMC needles, and they work fabulously. So I stitched around all the circles. I popped them up as well onto these other circles. I have not glued this down because I'm thinking, I know I said I wasn't going to add any more, or maybe I was going to do mixed media, but I have these 49 and Market rub-ons. So I have all of these, let's see, they are the perfect colors. I've got some orange. I also have gray here. So I'm thinking I might kind of do a few rub-ons just sticking out strategically in a few areas. I'm not exactly sure where or how I'm going to do that yet, but that's why I did not glue this down. So let me give you a peek. This is where my photo is going to go, here. And then we're going to work on those rub-ons. And I also considered just using a black pen and outlining all of these circles. However, once I did all of the stitching on these top circles, I don't think the outlining is going to be necessary because I think it's going to take away from all of the stitching. So I'm not going to do the black outlining. I am going to add some rub-ons. And then I'm thinking, you guys, I don't think there's going to be a lot to embellish because I don't want a lot more going on, but I want something. So I'm thinking I'm gonna use hearts as a way to embellish, but I have an idea. Does anybody have this old Fiskars crimping tool? So my idea is to crimp this gray paper like so. So now we have some texture, and then use my heart dies and cut out some fun embellishments. So let me take out a couple of these. I'm hoping this works. And let's see here. Let's go. Thanks. I have not pulled out this tool in so long, and I love it, and I need to think about it more. So if you have this tool, maybe you will like this idea. I think I'm going to make sure that the corrugation, do I want it up and down? Or do I want it this way? I think I want it up and down, actually. Let's try them up and down. I never thought about the direction of it until I looked at it. What I'm hoping is that when I put it through here, it doesn't smash that corrugation down so much that we don't see it. So I'm going to go really quick so it doesn't spend too much time in there. And it's not bad. You can definitely still see it. But I'm going to cut out some more of these because I think these will be nice little additions for embellishing. And I've got the light gray too. So maybe I'll do some in the light gray as well. And then we can figure out which ones look better. So I'm going to go off camera. No, you know what? Let's do the rub-ons first. And then I will end up going off camera for a bit and making some more hearts and then figuring out the rest of the embellishing. But for now, let's go ahead, move the photo, and let's see. I'm trying to think, do I want... I have to decide if I want the gray or the colors. I'm leaning towards gray, but I don't know. And I would definitely use the lighter gray. Let me put my photo on there because I don't want to waste it and like put it in an area that is not going to matter, right? And I am definitely going to be matting my photo and popping it up. So let's start by, this is scary, right? Well, I don't have it glued down. So you know what? If I absolutely do not like it, then worst case scenario is I just get a different piece of white cardstock. But I think I'm going to like it. And I think I'm going to probably stick with the gray because I just want the colors to pop on top. So we'll just use the gray. And this is a great, like, I thought about doing mixed media, but I did, to be honest, I just don't feel like doing the mixed media right now. So this is a really great alternative to mixed media. So I like that. And then I think we'll have some come off over here. Let's see. I kind of want it to be... kind of like that. So I'm not going to use this part. I'm going to cut this off because I can use that. Perfect. I love these rub-ons so much. I hope that 49 and Market brings them back. Michelle just had these in a sale recently. And if she still has them in the shop, I will link them below. But they come in so many different colors. They're amazing. Okay. Now I think I don't love how this kind of just cuts off. I want it to kind of go around there. So I think I'll add this over here, so it doesn't look like it just stops. Perfect. Okay, and I should probably do that up there too. You know what? Maybe I'll put this butterfly up there, because I might add butterflies to this, and this might be fun to have this butterfly kind of sticking out. But I don't want, hold on, don't rub, Tisa, because I don't want that, straight line on there. I do not want that. There we go. Okay. So, oh my gosh, I love it. Love it. So got there. I'm not going to worry too much here because I'm going to have some other layers here, but I think I'll put some kind of down here as well. So let's do this bottom part. And then I may like kind of angle it a little bit to fill in that space good. Okay. Always. All right. Now, the other thing I was thinking is, well, we're going to layer up the photo. So let's look at see what we can do for some layers around the photo. Now, I'm thinking of just like just taking bits and pieces. I've got a bunch of pieces over here that I grabbed, just scraps. I kind of like this dark piece that I want to incorporate because that will make it pop. That yellow or orange is too much. Maybe a small layer of this. Where are my scissors? I guess I'll use these. I love this kind of mauve-y color. Do that on the bottom. Okay. And then maybe this gray. Let's see what this gray looks like. Yep, I like that. So I'm just kind of placing around and not really worrying 100% about how these layers line up or anything. We're just kind of stacking them up. Put that under there maybe. And then let's see what this looks like over here. What I don't want is for them to line up exactly, if that makes sense. So that, like that. We can always trim and make adjustments as we go. Okay, let's see what we think. The beauty of recording is I can kind of look at what this looks like on my screen. And you know what? I really do like that. So what I'm going to do right now is staple this all together. Oops. Ugh. Keep knocking it out of place. In a few spots. Obviously, the picture is going to cover that all up. Like that. And then we're going to pop this up for sure. I've got this great foam that Michelle sells in the shop, and it's amazing. It's nice and sturdy and the perfect size. So the question is, do I want the photo? I think I want to pop the whole thing up. Okay, it's going to be up here. And now let's make sure that I don't want to layer in like any tabs or tags or anything like that, because I had some little bits like this, little tag. I've got this tab, so that might be fun to add in up here. Yeah, and then I can like stamp something on there. And then this is always fun, a little texture. Where's my photo? I'm going to put my photo on now, before I get too out of hand. Okay, where's my photo? Y'all, I was like, I lost my photo. Okay. All right, that's in there, perfect. Do I want this in here? Maybe not. Maybe I can add it down here. Let's see. Let's see what we got. All right, so far I like that. We're going to go ahead and glue this down because I feel like this is working with all of our rub-ons. How did this go? This. Perfect. I really love doing layouts like this where you kind of pick a piece of paper and just stick with those colors, like kind of refine your color palette to only include those colors that are in this paper. I really enjoy doing layouts like that. Okay, so I like that. Now Um, so my next thought was I was gonna maybe bring in possibly this. This is a vellum sticker, and maybe this, or got so many ideas. I might bring in those too, I'm not sure. I was thinking about using this as part of my title, but you know what? The orange just is not the right orange. So we're not going to do that. But I do feel like I want to bring in some sort of, maybe that film strip there. And then do like an embellishment cluster there, possibly. And then maybe the title. I was first thinking the title here, but I'm thinking I might do the title. I went through a bunch of my thickers and I was thinking I could do hello, or maybe sweet boy. So this says home sweet home. I will never use that, home sweet home. So I was like, oh, maybe I could just put sweet. Let's see. Sweet, and then maybe in these black with the gold. Do boy, these are some of my absolute favorites. These are from Vicki Boutin's Christmas last year, and I love them. Sweet boy. And the black might be too much, so we might have to change it up. We'll see. Hopefully not. And then maybe do like one of those hearts up here or here. Now I'm wondering if my paper layers are too much. If I should have kept it simple with just gray. All of the questions I have for myself. And then I had, oh, that's what I was thinking. I could maybe do right here. Let me cut this so we can lay it out and see. I could possibly do, if it fits, so much happy. That's not going to fit. I do love that though, so much. Oh, I could do it up here maybe. So much happy. Let's just see. For like a little secondary title in this other bubble, because we're going to have to put something else up in this bubble. So much happy. That's kind of cute, but we definitely have to bring black in over here, a little bit of black. So maybe doing a little, maybe a little black heart instead of gray over in here. That's not bad. And then maybe for an additional element, just bring in a couple of butterflies. Let's see. See, like what can I put here? A floral or something would look good here. I'm going to look through my stash and then come back, and I'm going to make some hearts as well, and then we will finish up all of the final detailed touches when I get back. All right, guys, I'm back again. I did a few more hearts. I did some little leafy sprigs, and I found this paper from the Let's Wander collection by Vicki Boutin. This is from 2019, and I cut out some orange and yellow flowers because I had decided I really kind of wanted to add some florals in here. So I'm going to go ahead and make this little um, kind of, what do I want, ledge over here, just to add a little bit of a horizontal element to the page. Normally I would do something like this to put my photo on it, but I'm actually just gonna do this to hold my embellishments. So I'm gonna cut that off, and I'm gonna save this because I could possibly use it on another layout for something. So we'll put that over to the side. And I love that we're bringing in some of this color here. And this guy's gonna kind of sit there. I'm still contemplating all of my layers. And I just can't decide if it's too busy or not. So I'm going to let it just sit there for a little while I play around. And then we're going to put this piece down here. Ooh, maybe I want it like that. Let's see. And then we're going to build on here. You know, I do like the film strip kind of, or the, yeah, film strip kind of right over that. So I'm going to go ahead and do it that way. I like that you can see through it. I also love that you can see through that vellum and even see some of the rub-ons that are underneath there. So those don't go wasted either, even though we're going to cover them up with some florals most likely. So added just a little wet glue there. I really like that a lot. And then we're just going to do kind of a simple embellishment cluster here. Maybe. And then I thought it would be fun to bring a little bit of the gray in with some leafy bits here. I've got two different colored grays. They're very close but different. And let's put one down here. And here. Okay. I'm really thinking that's going to look good. And then maybe we're going to be adding a heart in there somewhere. I'm not sure. I almost feel like I need a little bit smaller one, but we'll see. So I do like this sweet boy, but I don't like this space. So I was thinking of putting our sweet boy, and I was looking through all my words here, and this one says enjoy your ride. I'm just going to use our out of that. So I am totally okay with doing that. I've had these stickers in my stash for the longest time, and I have not used that word, that little phrase. And I can still use enjoy and ride because I love to mix fonts. And that gives me the opportunity to use those words and then use words in other fonts as well. So I like how that kind of fills in that space. And then I thought I would do just a small embellishment cluster of florals right here. Maybe just coming off of this. And let's see what we can do here. That kind of, let's go this way. There. And I could just get my fingers to work. There we go. Okay. Maybe something like that. I will have to get those positioned a little bit better. So there's my second little cluster. And then I'm not going to need much up here, and I don't even know that I absolutely need a floral because there's kind of a lot going on. I thought I cut out some more of these orange ones. I also had these butterflies, so it's possible I could put a butterfly up here maybe, like somewhere. Let's put down this happy. I'm never going to get this straight, but I will go back in after and glue these down anyway. So just get them put down for now. Just know, I know it's crooked, but it's okay. We will fix it later. It's really crooked. Okay, so we're gonna put in the so much happy here. And then I think I will put a little cluster there. Just a small one. So I'm gonna finish laying these letters out and I will be back. All right, guys, I am finished. I went ahead and glued everything down while I was off camera just because my hands were kind of taking up everything. So I glued down the florals and all of the gray sprigs, the So Much Happy, and then I decided to add one of the little corrugated hearts up here. I don't know, that heart might be a little big, but I'm going to just keep it there because I do think I do need the black to help it kind of stand out a little bit. I thought I had another little orange flower that I would have liked to have put here, popped up. And I know I cut one out, but I cannot find it. So I might end up finding it when I'm putting stuff away, and maybe I'll add a little dimensional flower there. But I used the little tab and I stamped the date on there. And then I used this little clip for the top of the photo. I ended up deciding to keep all the paper layers. I feel like I could have gone either way with the layers. I feel like I could have gone very simple and either done a very just simple dark gray matte. But I already had the layers done, so I decided to keep them. Going back, maybe I would just do the dark gray. I'm not sure. It's hard to say, but I really, really love how it turned out. I love the title over here and the three little clusters. I'm thinking if I could, nope, that's down. I was like, that heart is a little bit big. I was almost going to add some of these, but I'm like, nope, stop. Enough is enough. And I think we've got enough going on here, and I'm really, really enjoying it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this process. I hope this gave you an idea of how to use this pattern paper. And if you have any questions, you can leave them in the comments below. And any of the items that I use, if they are available, I will leave them in the links below. I hope y'all have a great day. Bye, guys.